Answer the question.
Hold on. All right.
Is it, in your future, are you going to outlaw 18-year-old girls sticking shit up their ass online so that men can fap to it for money or not?
Andrew Wilson destroys this deranged leftist after she gets triggered just 10 seconds in this explosive debate, as Andrew Wilson tries to extend an olive branch only to be mocked, and then the gloves come off after that, resulting in the total destruction of this lunatic feminist. Let's get in.
I'm happy for you to go first with your cross-examination, as I'm supposed to be defending Christian nationalism here, and then I can go with a cross-examination a little later in the debate if you would prefer, to be the most charitable I can possibly be.
Yeah, clearly that was incredibly charitable. That was fascinating. Thank you for that. That was a lot. It's interesting. Like,
okay, well then, you know what? Hang on, I'm sorry. Then fuck you. I won't be charitable, and we'll just get into the debate.
I was just playing. It's
no,
okay.
I'm just playing too.
You were calling yourself an adult, and I'm an infant. That's fine.
And if you're going to act like one, I'll treat you like one. If you want to have an adult debate and you want to do a cross-examination, I'm here to do it. I didn't interrupt your opening statement.
I think it's interesting because there are a lot of things that you claimed that I said, which I didn't say at all. I didn't use
Never
the word
claimed
fascism.
You said any of these things. You used fascism in your most
fascism.
Would you like the video where you just most recently said?
Well, but it wasn't in my opening statement.
It doesn't need to be in your opening statement for me to know your worldview inside and out. You recently released a video where you claimed that Christian nationalism leads to fascism. True or false?
I think that
True or
Christian
false?
nationalism
True or false? Start with that.
To the lack of awareness about economic inequality in this country, which does result in a fascist authoritarian personality.
So it leads to fascism?
Did I just say that? Yeah,
yes.
I think it leads to fascism, but it's not because
so then what did I get wrong?
Christian ethics lead to fascism.
Then
I think that when we use Christian nationalism as a social movement to distract everyone and claim all this moral panic and this moral outrage, I didn't bring up half the things that you talked about, and I hardly ever touch on a lot of those topics.
Do you realize that my job here is to defend my worldview? It doesn't matter to me that you don't bring up those arguments. What matters to me is how I defend my worldview. I'm explaining that expressing that your worldview
against an offense,
that your worldview led to all of these
something?
things. Your worldview led to all of these things. Your specific harm reductionist worldview. You want me to prove it? I'll prove it right now. Let's start with this. Abortion. Are you pro or against abortion? Pro-abortion, right?
Tit for tat like that. I think
you're not going to tell us.
Christian nationalism bad for America? The answer is yes, because I don't think it's going to lead to any kind of utopia. You're talking about utopia too. I've heard you talk about on other platforms that the end of this 300 long end game is to have everyone believe the same thing in Christendom XYZ.
So,
and I think that that's not living in reality. The idea that everyone's
sorry about your feelings
thing is not even realistic or rational in the first place. I'm over here trying to communicate that there might be a system in which everyone can believe different things, but focusing on the fact that we can still all have an equal distribution of resources. I don't care what people believe behind the scenes.
You know what? That's totally fair. So let's start with this. In your future that you're advocating for, can 18-year-old girls stick things up their ass on OnlyFans for money?
That's a fascinating job.
Can you answer my question?
You know what? I actually
can you answer my question?
Care. I'm getting there.
You're never going to answer the question. You're just going to filibuster.
I know that you have a very serious problem with mass pornography and the exploitation that comes with it, and I actually do too.
Just waiting for the answer.
I don't think that
yes or no would be
problem
fine.
Of mass. I'm getting there. I thought this was us talking about
our
ideas.
It would be great if you would just actually answer the questions, like I'll do for you.
That there is such a high religiosity in this country, as evidenced by.
Are you going to outlaw 18-year-old girls sticking things on their ass on camera or not, lady? Answer the fucking question. Can you answer the question? Oh my God, it's going to be a filibuster debate. Whole debate's going to just be you filibustering, isn't it?
Feel your feelings.
Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Hold on. All right.
Is it in your future? Are you going to outlaw 18-year-old girls sticking shit up their ass online so that men can fap to it for money or not? Answer the question.
This is
answer
such a redirection
the question.
Of what I've been trying to talk about.
Answer the question.
The problem with the mass pornography industry is not about whether or not 18-year-old girls are putting whatever content they want online.
Are you going to ban it or not?
the capitalist nature.
Are you
of
going
the
to ban it or
industry.
not? Oh my God. Are you going to ban it
What's
or
your
not?
problem with it?
I want you. No, thank you. My God. You said the word no. Oh my God. I can't believe you were able to do that. Yes, that's the future. Thank you.
And I validate them.
Thank you. The thing is, you should validate them. I'm glad. You should just said no and spared us all your stupidity. No. Okay. So the thing is like, oh, I'm going to. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Wrong about what? You didn't.
If I'm the unilateral president and have all authority in the United States, I'm going to ban 18-year-old girls from stuffing shit up their ass so that old men can fap to it. Why am I wrong?
Why are you wrong for banning it?
Yeah.
I think that you're misdirecting the entire conversation toward a random offshoot argument about something that has nothing to do with.
Can you answer my question? It does go to the core root. It's talking about our ethical systems.
Okay, the ethical systems of individual liberty, is that what you're trying to get at?
Yes, I'm saying to you. So my ethical system, I follow Christian ethics. I believe rights are social. I believe rights are complete social constructs, totally socially constructed. So if this is the case and morality is subjective, I have as much right to rule from my worldview as you do from yours. If that's the case, all we can do is look at prescriptions for the future. If it's the case that the effects of the prescriptions that I want are better for society than yours, you should actually adopt my worldview. So tell me why I'm wrong for stopping 18-year-olds legislatively from sticking stuff up their asshole online for money. Why is that wrong for me to do?
Those are two completely separate conversations.
No, they're not.
Can you take deep breaths? I know you're getting emotional, but
you usually look like the one who's just lost. You don't even know what I'm saying.
Talking about whether or not it is ethically wrong for someone to post content of whatever they want online. In the same breath, you're talking about two different ethical frameworks coming into play, and you're talking about.
You don't have an ethical framework.
The ethical framework is shared human values, which we can all collectively agree upon together. Your ethical framework.
So if we collectively agree that we can molest children, is that good?
We won't.
Is it good if we did?
That's insane.
Is it good if we did? No, okay. But it's a shared, then your shared ethical framework now makes no sense. I thought you just said as long as there's a collective of shared social frameworks, we come up with the ethical system.
This whole moral panic thing, and you're doing the slippery slope where it's like,
there's not is that a slippery slope or a direct question?
The thing that these leftists, like this deranged woman, don't seem to understand, this shared social framework. No. It's not a whole bunch of different cultures, of different values, of different this, all in one place, sharing all the same stuff and working cohesively like the leftists try to do. No. That's not how that works. It's everyone sharing the same values and the same principles. That's what they're sharing, and that's why they stick together. The ones who share a different set of values and core principles and all that, they usually are in a different country. That's how this works. You can't have a multicultural society shove everybody in there and just say like, oh yeah, we have all the shared values. No, because they're so different. That's the point. By saying you can just share everything together, it's ignoring the actual individuality and differences and unique characteristics of all of those same cultures. And this is the thing that leftists don't seem to understand. All the while, they're perfectly okay with degeneracy, as Andrew Wilson is obviously trying to, prescribe a fix to the solution of where the left literally has none. They will champion freedom all day long until it absolutely destroys everybody, regardless of the consequences. That's the thing leftists don't care about. They don't care about the consequences. As long as the act itself is somehow morally justified, it's then just okay. Consequences be damned. It doesn't matter. And this woman wants to pretend that Christian nationalism by default leads to fascism. I mean, this is a deranged line of logic that makes literally no sense. Christian nationalism, you know what? You know what country that created? America. That's what Christian nationalism did. It created the greatest country on the face of the planet, the one that you live in, because the people who were living here at the time were Christians. And it was their ethics and their faith and their principles that derived and created the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution today. That's where that originated from. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the link in the description and let's get back in.
With your wonderful, perfect, amazing Christian ethics, does that mean that any premarital sex, actually, can I just say something first of all?
You've been saying a lot.
totally fascinating how absolutely obsessed with sexuality you are. Like that.
Are you you're here to psychoanalyze me? Are you going to psychoanalyze me, Freud?
I talked about economic instability.
Are you going to psychoanalyze me, Freud?
Not getting the food and the shelter and the clothing that they need.
That's nice.
And you're like, but what about OnlyFans?
That's nice.
A crazy take.
No, it's not.
It's
a comparable. What we're doing is we're trying to compare the effects of future ethical systems. The future ethical system that I have, where I ban all this degenerate shit.
But it has nothing to do.
It does, because I think your only complaint with my system is that I'm not going to let the gays eat each other's asses anymore. I think that that's literally your entire problem. Is I don't want people to stick the pee-pee in the poo-poo.
My entire problem is that is your focus, and I don't think it matters as much as everyone getting enough food.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad who's starving? Who's starving in the fattest country in the world, lady? Who?
It's so fascinating.
Who's starving in the fattest country in the world? Who?
I'm sorry, what?
This is the fattest country ever. Who's starving here? In fact, if you could tell me one person starving right now here in the United States, I'll go get him a food. I'll reach down a meal right now, right this second live.
That would be great, Andrew.
Tell me one.
At the end of the day, the economic inequality in this country is incredibly greater than a lot of other westernized nations. That's totally verifiable. You can do a
That's not what you just said. You just said that people don't have access to food, and they do have access to food.
They do not.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Got totally defunded or whatever.
Oh my God, you're not going to be able to go buy fucking gallons of cherry Coke and down it by the mass anymore with your SNAP food benefits. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no.
How calloused are you?
That's not callous.
To the people who are struggling in this job market, in this housing market. I get it. I get that this is your
Is that it? It's just moral. It's just moral outrage from you the entire time. How callous are you, Andrew? Where's your empathy, Andrew?
I have moral outrage.
Yeah, tell me where it is. Tell me where it is.
Entire basis.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me where it is? No, the entire basis for your platform is moral panicking and saying that people aren't getting enough food. They are. They are getting enough food. We're fatter than we've ever been. What are you talking about? On top of that, I would like for you to tell us if you have a proposition that's going to be more morally comparable going into the future than what I propose with Christian nationalism, and just told you all of the things that I'm going to ban. If you have a society that looks better than that one, tell me what it looks like. Go ahead.
A better society than the one we have now, which is essentially Christian nationalist. Congratulations on that front.
How is it Christian nationalist now?
Because they have the social and cultural dominance leading to that sort of governance.
Then how come porn isn't banned? Is that because that's Christian? What Christian nationalists want?
There's been extensive studies about the nature of a repressive society that bases everything on exploitation of, guess what? Capitalistic systems in order to push out as much porn as possible, because they don't care about who's being exploited and about what 18-year-old girls are online or about whether or not kids.
Neither do you. You just said you wouldn't ban it. You just said you wouldn't ban it. You don't care either.
I'm working
you don't care either.
Framework right now. I'm working in your ethical framework.
Okay.
Kind of keep up with that.
Okay, I'm trying.
So, according to your ethical
truly, your intellect is dizzy.
All of these things are totally, unacceptable, and I can agree with some of those points, right?
Yeah.
But the reason that we have such a huge industry of porn in this country is not because of secularism. It is because the system of capitalism, with no checks on the corporations that push out all of this porn, is able to just go unchecked. That's what it is. It's capitalism once again.
So it's not because a bunch of leftists. So it's not because a bunch of
trying to moralize something that is an economic system.
I just let you talk. I didn't interrupt. So let me ask you this, because this is really weird. I could have sworn that it was a bunch of leftists who were demanding that porn be unbanned under Larry Flynt and the entirety of the case around him, and that it was part of women's sexual liberation and secular leftists who were pushing that women's bodies were allowed to now be freed. If they wanted to show them to everybody for the exchange of money, that was their business. I didn't know that had anything to do with Christian nationalism. Where was Christian nationalism saying that pornography was okay, that the exploitation of women was okay, that young girls would be allowed to undress on camera to lecherous old men? Can you show me any Christian nationalist movement which has ever made such a proposition, or one that does right now? Anywhere, ever?
Andrew Wilson is 100% dead on the money on this one. These leftists who are complaining about the capitalistic system and all the problems in society and the inequalities, these are all a result of your own policies, your own doing. She wants to say Christian nationalism is this big, such evil thing. Your policies everything you did, the sexual revolution, all this stuff that Andrew Wilson just mentioned, that's what created the situation that you're complaining about right now. And yet these leftists continue to vote for them. They continue to follow this stupid ideology, never mind the consequences. And they're so stupid. They're blaming the other side for the thing that they didn't create. Meanwhile, they keep voting for the same people who keep creating the same circumstances they're complaining about. I mean, look at Chicago, look at LA, San Francisco, Portland. Look at all these places that are just going absolute hell in a handbasket. And yet they keep voting for the same people. It's like they're stuck in this doom loop and they don't know how to get out. But they're just going to blame everybody else for their circumstances. Oh, it has to be the Christians. Oh, it has to be, Christian nationalism. No, Christian nationalism was not for letting women monetize themselves. They were not for letting them, take off all their clothes. No, that was the leftists. That was your side, your ideology, and y'all's doing. That's what you wanted, and now you're complaining about it. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Wilson had to say, completely destroying this deranged lunatic leftist in this explosive debate. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.